This training video is 20 minutes long and is designed to be used in conjunction with a user manual.
Hello, my name is David Tiki, International Marketing Manager at Kurzweil Computer Products and a user of the Xerox Kurzweil Personal Reader. I'll be demonstrating the Personal Reader in this video. This training tape is intended to be a supplement to the user's manual. The user's manual is available in print, braille, and cassette, and we strongly recommend you use this video in conjunction with the manual. This training tape focuses on installation, setup, and use of the hand scanner. It also includes an introduction to the keypad and the automatic scanner.
Part 1. Unpacking and setting up the Personal Reader. Unlocking the automatic scanner shipping screw. Unpack the Personal Reader carefully. Treat it as you would a stereo or personal computer. Please be sure to save all the packing materials in boxes in case you need to ship the Personal Reader later on. Please refer to the user manual for a complete description of the Personal Reader components. If you didn't receive all the components for your reader, call your local Kurzweil representative. All three models of the Personal Reader come with the electronics unit, which contains the Kurzweil Intelligent Character Recognition software and a speech synthesizer. On the front of the unit is a speaker grill, a detachable 18-button keypad which hinges down, a round volume control, and a recessed headphone jack. On the right side of the unit, near the front, is a thumb hole for an access door. Open the door all the way and press it against the side of the unit. The power switch is a recessed rocker switch near the front, below the thumb hole. Towards the back of the access area, there is a hard plastic case which sticks out about a half an inch. This case is part of the cartridge which contains the system software for the Personal Reader. The Personal Reader will not function properly if the cartridge is not inserted securely. If it's loose, line up the cartridge carefully and push it gently and firmly into the slot. On the back of the electronics unit is the power cord and an oblong RS-232 serial communications port. Connect the power cord into the back of the unit and plug it into a standard 3-prong grounded outlet. If you have the hand scanner model, the scanner's cable is wound around a bracket in the access area of the electronics unit. Unwind the cable and follow it to the hand scanner, which is docked in a storage area. Gently pull the hand scanner out towards you by grasping the plastic case with your fingers. Do not pull the scanner out by the cable. Plug the hand scanner cable into the oblong connector in the access area. To set up the automatic scanner, you need a clear area on the desk or table. Caution: do not turn the automatic scanner power on until you unlock the shipping screw. You need a 1/4-inch flathead screwdriver. Pull the scanner towards you so that the front left corner sticks out over the front of the desk or table about 6 inches. There is a recessed shipping screw on the bottom of the scanner, approximately 2 1/4 inches from the left side and an inch behind the left front foot. It may be tricky finding it since there are other screws recessed on the bottom of the scanner. The shipping screw hole is slightly larger and it has 2 slots. Put the screwdriver in the hole and gently turn it until you feel it engage the slot in the screw. Turn the screw a 1/4 turn to the left. The lock will release and the screw will spring down a little way and stop. To double check that the screw is fully released, push the screw up with the screwdriver and again feel it spring down. Tilt the scanner slowly by lifting the left side of the scanner to see if the scanner bar moves. If it moves, the scanner bar is unlocked. After unlocking the shipping screw, move the scanner back so it rests securely on the desk. Connect the scanner interface cable into the connector on the back of the automatic scanner and into the connector in the access area of the electronics unit. Locate the power cord for the automatic scanner and plug it into the back of the scanner near the right side. Plug the other end of the power cord into a standard 3-prong grounded outlet. The automatic scanner's power switch is a recessed rocker switch on the right side of the scanner about halfway back. On the right front of the automatic scanner is a square start button. Part 2, Introduction to the Personal Reader Keypad. Before you start reading with a hand scanner or automatic scanner, it is useful to have some knowledge of the Personal Reader keypad. The keypad has 18 keys and allows you to control many of the functions of the reader. The bottom left-hand key is called the nominator. It helps you find or hear the names of the other keys. If you press the nominator and then another key right after the nominator, the machine speaks the name of that key.
Keypad selection.
Without carrying out the key's function. If you press the nominator and then hold down the next key, the reader will give a more in-depth description of that
Select
key's
different
function.
Keypad assignments for further functions.
Although there is only one keypad, it has 4 levels. You use the keypad selection key, the first key in the 4th row from the top, to move to the 4 keypad levels. This is a menu key. Hold the key down and it will move through all 4 levels. You can use the nominator key to locate or identify the keys at the different levels. Press the keypad selection key once. It will say,
Reading keypad is on.
this is the keypad level that the reader is in when you turn the power on. Press the key again, and it will say,
Setup keypad is on.
you use several of the setup keys to change the speed, inflection, and even the gender of the reading or message voice. If you press the keypad selection key a 3rd time, it will say,
Communication setup keypad is on.
this keypad lets you set up the reader to transmit or receive data from other computer devices. Press the key a 4th time, and it will say,
Calculator keypad is on.
press the key again, and you're back to the reading keypad. For a complete description of the keypad, read the user manual. Part 3, Introduction to the hand scanner and format reporting mode. When you first begin practicing hand scanning, it's suggested that you practice with single sheets on the magnetic tracking aid. It's recommended that you always use the tracking aid, although as you get more experienced, it's possible to hand scan without it. At first, it's recommended that you practice hand scanning with the personal reader power off. This way, you can concentrate on the feel of the hand scanner and tracking aid without getting user assist or error messages and tones from the reader. Before you begin practicing hand scanning, make sure you have an uncluttered tabletop work area, about 3 to 4 feet square. The hand scanner is shaped like a child's small rectangular block. On the bottom of the scanner, there are rubber rollers, a magnetic strip, and a recessed scanner window, the part that sees text. The window is located close to one side between the 2 short rollers. The cable is connected to one side of the hand scanner. The other 3 sides of the hand scanner have raised lines to tactically indicate the location of the camera window on the bottom. The top surface of the hand camera has rounded edges. At either end are rectangular push buttons, which are flush with the hand scanner case. Use your index finger, pressing down firmly to find these 2 buttons. There are 2 clipboard-like tracking aids to use with different size materials. The tracking aids are magnetic, and they're designed to facilitate hand scanning. Caution: keep floppy disks away from the magnetic tracking aids. The magnetic surface of the tracking aid interacts with the magnetic strip on the bottom of the hand scanner. The magnetic fields are lined up in such a way that they cause the hand scanner to glide in a straight line across the page. It helps if you use both hands to place material on the tracking aid. Put the tracking aid directly in front of you with the tab at the top. Remove the small oblong clamp with a tab located on the flat surface of the tracking aid and set it aside. Lift the top flap and place a practice sheet flat and centered on the tracking aid. Run your finger along the edge of the paper to make sure it's aligned so that the edge of the paper is parallel with the edge of the tracking aid. Leave the top flap up so that it won't interfere with the first few scans at the top of the page. Be sure to hold the page in place with one hand while the flap is up, or place the oblong clamp near the bottom of the page so the paper will not slide or shift as you scan. One recommended way to hold the hand scanner follows. Put the hand scanner on the desk with the rollers down and the cable pointing to the right. Slide your right hand under the cable and grasp the scanner as you would a glass of water. The cable should drape across the back of your hand. If you are left-handed, use your left hand and grasp the scanner in the same way. Make sure your thumb and index finger are not pressing on the scanner buttons. Hold and move the scanner lightly. If you hold the scanner too firmly, your hand will become cramped and will tire quickly. Place the hand scanner at the upper left corner with the cable pointing to the right and the left edge parallel to the left edge of the tracking guide. Notice the slight magnetic pull of the tracking aid when you place the hand scanner on it. Rotate the hand scanner clockwise or counterclockwise on the magnetic tracking aid. You will find the scanner resists moving in this way. The camera rolls easily left and right when the camera is lined up squarely with the tracking aid. When you move the scanner down the page, it will skip or bump. Tilt the scanner, and you will feel the scanner click more easily as you drag it down the page towards you. You can measure your progress by counting the clicks as you move the scanner down the page. The hand scanner has a very useful feature called Format Reporting Mode, which tells you with audible tones where the print begins and ends, and whether there are pictures or columns of text on the page. Turn the electronics unit on to practice using Format Reporting Mode. When you hold the button down as you move the scanner across the page, the reader will emit chirping sounds as it goes over printer graphics. You will hear a break in the tones as you go across the blank area between columns. You can move the hand scanner at any speed when you're using Format Reporting Mode. You will notice that there are differences in the pitch of the tones, depending on the size of the print or whether there are pictures or graphics on the page. Part 4. Reading using the hand scanner. It is difficult to describe the appropriate speed for scanning. Technically speaking, the hand scanner can read at a speed of up to 6 inches per second. It should take about 2 seconds to scan across an 8.5-inch page. Place a blank sheet of paper on the tracking aid while you practice hand scanning speed. Scan from left to right and right to left several times. With each pass, move the scanner a little faster until you hear the message,
"Check speed."
You may hear some other messages such as blank pass or continue. Try to scan at a speed just slightly slower than the pass when you got the check speed message. New users often have a tendency to scan very slowly and sometimes even stop in the middle of a pass, which is unacceptable to the system. It's preferable to scan slightly over speed than to scan too slow. The personal reader gives informational, warning, and error tones and messages to help you hand scan successfully.
Continue.
Refer to the user manual for an alphabetical list of all messages, what they mean, and what action they require. Put a practice sheet with a simple page format, no pictures or columns, on the tracking aid. Place the scanner at the top left corner of the sheet with the cable pointing to the right. Twist it gently in place to align it for scanning. Press and release the top button on the hand scanner. This tells the reader you're starting a new page. Move the scanner from the left side all the way to the right side of the tracking aid in about 2 seconds without stopping or backtracking. Remember, relax while scanning.
Continue.
Wait at the right until you hear a single high-pitched beep or the continue message. Pull the scanner down 4 or 5 clicks, then scan from right to left. You will alternate moving the scanner down at the right and left edges of the tracking aid. The personal reader is able to read in both directions, from right to left and from left to right. Remember, always wait for the continue beep or message before moving down and starting the next scan. Use the Stop Continue key on the keypad to stop or resume the reading at any time. If you want to hear what was scanned repeated from the memory buffer, use the reading keypad. You will be scanning several lines ahead of the speech. When you get to the end of the text, you will hear the message.
Blank pass.
This means that the scanner does not see any new lines of text. Hold down the top scanner button in format reporting mode to double-check there isn't more print on the page. When you're through scanning the page, put the scanner aside and listen to the reader speak the rest of the text. If you press either of the hand scanner buttons by accident as you're reading, you must be sure to press the top hand scanner button once, or subsequent text may be read upside down and will sound garbled. You can turn off the reading speech as you use the hand scanner. With reading speech off, you'll be able to concentrate on scanning and listening to the error messages and beeps without being distracted by the reading voice. Then, after you finish scanning the page, you can listen to the text uninterrupted from the memory buffer. To turn reading speech off, use the keypad selection key to get to the setup keypad level. The speaking on-off key is in the second row from the top. If you're getting a lot of warning and error messages or beeps, turn off power and practice scanning until you feel comfortable. It is possible to read column material with the hand scanner. Read the user manual for complete instruction on how to do this. You can use either the small or large tracking guide to read pages in books or bound documents. Slide the tracking guide into the binding under the page you want to read. You will orient the hand scanner differently depending on whether you're reading the left or right page of the book. When reading the left page, have the scanner cable pointing to the left. When reading the right page, have the scanner cable pointing to the right. By flipping the camera around, the scanner window is oriented so that it sees the print close to the binding of the book. Refer to the user manual for further suggestions for hand scanning books. Part 5, Reading using the automatic scanner. Turn the automatic scanner power switch on. Lift up the automatic scanner cover. Place pages with the print face down on the glass surface of the automatic scanner. There are several different ways to position single sheets or bound documents on the glass. Single sheets are placed with the top of the page at either the left or the right side of the glass surface, with a long edge of the paper at the front of the scanner. Use your finger to check that the sheet is placed straight on the glass. Hold the page in place with one hand as you lower the scanner cover. Bound documents are always placed with the spine or binding of the document at the front edge of the scanner. The top of the left page is placed at the left side of the glass. The top of the right page is placed at the right side of the glass. You must use the input device selection key on the keypad to select the setting that corresponds with the placement of the page. Press the Start button on the front of the automatic scanner to begin reading. Part 6, Interfacing. The personal reader can transmit text to or receive text from most computers, including both Apple and IBM compatibles, paperless Braille devices, and Braille printers. The personal reader has an RS-232C serial port located on the back of the electronics unit. Use the communication setup keypad level of the keypad to set up interfacing.
Communication setup keypad is on.
If you still have questions about how to operate your Kurzweil Personal Reader after reading the user manual and watching this video, please feel free to call your local Kurzweil representative for assistance. Please send your comments to Kurzweil Computer Products, Personal Reader Department, 185 Albany Street, Cambridge, Massachusetts, 02139.